MERCYLION A40 single-channel Wi-Fi hidden dashcam installation in the Porsche Macan. Get power from fuse box. Disclaimer. It is recommended to have a professional to install it. You are free to attempt the installation yourself, however MERCYLION will not be held liable for any product and vehicle damage or personal injuries sustained by you or others during the installation. Part 1. Remove. This figure shows the wiring route to the fuse box. It is recommended to wire the fuse box on the front passenger seat side. The first thing you're going to do is assess the mounting positions on this unit. Now with this unit, you know what you'll be removing from the top. Pry the cover with a pry tool with a little force and pull it a little far away from the top. You'll see a block which writes passenger airbag. Pushes the block forward, and take it apart from the cover. Please note that do not to unplug this block from its connecting wires. Otherwise the airbag light will always be on. And this fault light can be eliminated only by came to repair shop asking for help. Now we taking down the rear view mirror housing. Use your both hands to slightly forcefully open the rear view mirror housing of the original car in the opposite direction. So that it is divided into two sections, take it down. Alright, the remove steps is finished. Part 2. Install the front cam. Take out your dash cam. Tear off the lens film. Then separate the two parts of the recorder with both hands. The left hand holds the left recorder part fix in here. The right part is aligned here. Press both hands slightly towards the middle, and the recorder can be locked and fixed. Arrange other wires on the recorder to the top of the right windshield waiting for connection. Okay, now you can reinstall the cover of the sensor. Put the passenger airbag block into the empty slots here. And then align the cover of the sensor to the four corners and install it. It takes a few tries to get it completely stuck. Check each point, and then press the left and right sides with your hands. When you hear a click sound, it means that the cover has been locked. Press a few more times to make sure it's fully fixed. Then use a pry tool to tuck the soft edge of the back cover into the gap. Now front cam is done. Similar to this type of models that needs to be divided into two sides with the hands, we suggest inserting the TF card after the recorder was installed on the top. Part 3. Hard wiring to the fuse box. This diagram can better help us understand the details of the whole wiring from the overall perspective. Hard wiring to the fuse box. The GPS receiver is optional. Note, for the convenience of installation, the fuse box power wire is upgraded and optimized. The wire has its own ACC converter. During installation, it is only necessary to connect the constant power and ground wire to the fuse box near the glove box of the front door. When the car starts, the recorder works normally, and when the car is turned off, the recorder is turned off after a delay of 2 minutes. First, connect the tail plug of the recorder to the corresponding connector of the fuse box power cable. Second, we wiring to the A pillar. Let's open pillar A and note that there are airbags here. Please operate carefully. Use the pry tool open the small lid with the airbag written on it. There is a torque screw in it, you need a tool to turn it out. Rotate counterclockwise like this. This is the screw taken out. Okay, now we hide the fuse box power cable in the gap of the roof. After opening the shell of pillar A, you will see a white airbag. The airbag will pop up to protect your safety in case of emergency. Remember, do not install/mount the camera or cables near an airbag panel or within the airbag's working range, otherwise will cause potential safety hazards. The right steps are pass the fuse box power cable through the behind of the airbag, as shown in the video. Let us find the location of the fuse box. We remove the panel on the side of the passenger. And you will find the fuse box in this place. Use a pry tool to gently pry open the bracket that used to fix the fuse box. Next, let us find the constant fuse slot. You will ask how to judge a constant fuse slot. A constant fuse slot, there is a voltage of about 12.4 V when the car is not started. Before measuring, let's run the fuse box power cable down the door to the fuse box, pry open the board here. Then hide the wire in the gap. And finally cover the A-pillar board. Here, you need a multimeter to read the voltage value and accurately find the constant fuse slot. The maximum voltage range of our test is 20 V. Let's set the multimeter to 20 V. The terminal with the power is positive and the terminal with no power is negative. The red pin of the multimeter is connected to the positive electrode. And the black pin is connected to the negative electrode. Now we connect the black pin to the iron, and insert the red pin in this place. Look at the multimeter display. The numbers on the dial are always about 12.4 V. Now that we have found a constant fuse slot, the positive terminal is on this side of the fuse slot. Additional introduction of the optimized fuse box power cable and test. In the actual installation process, customer is not necessary to test this step. As we said before, the fuse box power wire is upgraded and optimized. The wire has built-in ACC converter. When the car starts, the voltage over 13 V, the recorder works normally. And when the car is turned off, the voltage lower 13 V, the recorder is turned off after a delay of 2 minutes. Now, start the car. Look at the multimeter display. Voltage gradually increases and exceeds 13 V. When the voltage exceeds 13 V, the recorder starts to work. Let us turn off the car. The multimeter shows the voltage gradually decreases and below 13 V. When the voltage lower than 13 V, the recorder turned off after a delay of 2 minutes. In the actual test, the blue light flashes for 2 minutes before turning off, which is convenient for video display, and the flashing time is reduced here. Alright, everything going well. We wiring the constant power cable first. The yellow wire is the constant wire. And will go into the constant fuse slot we've just found. We will now insert the fuse taps into the appropriate fuse slots. Constant power cable wiring finish, reinstall the fuse box bracket. And then we connect to the negative pole of the car battery and ground. Find a place there are any non-coated metal surface, such as this position. Unscrew the screws with a tool. Grab the black wire and screw it down to metal surface. Arrange the harness here and tie it up with straps. Now the wiring is completed, we cover the small panel beside the door. Finally, reinstall the remaining cover back. Part 4. Install the GPS. If you purchase GPS separately, then you are still one step away from connecting the GPS and the recorder. If you don't add the GPS receiver in your order, please ignore these steps. Plug the GPS cable with the corresponding cable in the recorder. Tear off the 3M glue on the back of the GPS and wipe the glass with a cloth. Install the GPS on the upper right of the windshield. Finally, hide the excess wires at the top seam on the windshield. GPS is installed. Part 5. Road testing. The following shows the A40 single-dash cam road testing video without GPS version. Thanks for watching.